Hello, this is Evelyn's photo. Posted up this rolling shot here um, of Ron from Revolution Racing's Eagle Talon, and I've been getting quite a bit of inquiries on how I achieved the look on the sky and what kind of post processing I did. Um, a lot of people think that I went straight into Photoshop and used color dodge and color burn in simple desaturations, and Photoshop was not actually used once in the process of the photos that I did from this photo shoot. All the skies on all the photos had the same processing done to them in Lightroom, and I'm just going to show you briefly what I did. So basically, you have it open in Lightroom. I'm using Lightroom 3.0, and you have your adjustment brush tool. Rolling the scroll wheel in the middle of your mouse will give you different sizes on your brush, bigger, smaller. Um, just like Photoshop, you have the option of holding Alt as well to erase what you've just done and separately adjusting your erase size. Um, you get your basic elements here, your exposure, brightness, contrast, etc. Basically for these, I used multiple brushes on the same area. Basically just brush over the sky, knock down your exposure some, change your brightness and your contrast a little bit at a time. My saturation levels were knocked down quite a bit. So yeah, I turned the exposure all the way down here, a couple notches on brightness. Select a new brush, and the more layers I put on, the less flow I use, just to kind of hide the opacity a little bit. It's almost like using layers in Photoshop. And basically, I just select certain areas of the sky and brush over top of the old ones. Um, Change up the contrast a little bit here and turn up a little bit more exposure on that layer. And click new again. We're on number 3. And brush over a little bit more. You're only knocking down the exposure a little bit at a time. For the bigger clouds, I actually turn my flow down quite a bit. Smaller size. Select a new adjustment layer, and I brush the clouds individually. Turn the exposure down. I'm going to need a little bit more flow there. We'll go with a new one again. And here you can see you're making the clouds look a lot more aggressive and meaner. Areas down here, um, if you look, it's just like Photoshop. Um, you got some exposed here, some not. You just hold your Alt key, flip your scroll wheel, and you can erase it. The trick to doing those, though, is selecting each layer that you've done. If you hold your mouse over top of it, you actually get the channel, which displays red to signify where you've brushed and where you haven't. And right there, you can see it doesn't have any brush. So you get two options. You can erase from the bottom there, or you can go ahead and paint it in and remove your mask overlay, and there you have it. Obviously this doesn't look exactly like the rolling shot that I did post, but this is going to give you the general idea of how you can accomplish it. And the same thing goes for the car too. Sometimes your wheels will be underexposed and you need to select your wheels in Photoshop and go through that whole process of adding and deleting. But really you can get through it in Lightroom. So I'm going to load up another brush here, and I'm just going to, for example, paint on the wheel. I'm going to turn the flow back up here. So I'm gonna paint on the wheel. Right now it's looking dark, but you just have to put the slider up a bit. There you go. You can adjust the levels of the wheels individually. You can also throw in your sharpness. I wouldn't go too crazy with the sharpness in Lightroom. It actually diffracts the image, and it does some funky things with patterns and stuff like that on backgrounds like grass or buildings. So just going a little bit of sharpness in Lightroom is the best bet, and leave the sharpening to Photoshop. So there it is. Pretty simple. You just have to fool around with it to get the same results. You can see very briefly, same results almost. Um, Areas like this one right here, I didn't apply the brush and I left the saturation up a little bit so you can see some of the blue coming through in the sky. But just to give you guys an idea. So good luck and look forward to seeing your guys' results. I'm going to post a unedited raw file of this photo in the video description link, and feel free to download the photo and manipulate it as you see fit, and don't go ahead and post it back up in the comments section for everybody to check out what you did. Good luck.